Control your emotions. But first, what's up, beautiful people? This your favorite cousin back again, Rich. Hope y'all having a beautiful, marvelous, and prosperous day as always. Now let's begin. Control your emotions. This is a good topic. Emotions is something that everybody has, but not everybody has control of them. And so many times people have lost great things near and dear to them due to them not being able to control this one thing, their emotions. So many men right now are locked up behind bars because they have not been able to control their what? Their emotions. So many women have lost valuable things, valuable members, valuable jobs, whatever the case may be, because they haven't been able to what? Control their emotions. See, a lot of times we weren't taught to control or handle our emotions properly. As men, we were taught to not even have emotions. And women were taught to just let their emotions run wild and take control of them, you know? And because we've been taught wrong, it has led us down all these roads that have not been prosperous for us. Like I said, so many men have lost their freedom in society. So many men have lost their family. So many men have lost things that they have worked so hard for because they have not been able to control their emotions. When things trigger you, the first step is to not let your emotions take over. Now you have lost thinking. You have lost this thing that makes us different than other animals. See, they say that we're animals just like things that you may see in the zoo in the wild or whatever the case may be. We're more civilized. What makes us civilized is what? This right here in our head, our brain. This is what makes us civilized. So when something happens, something triggers you, don't allow this to shut off. So many times as soon as something triggers us, we go into a state of fight or flight, you know, or trauma takes over, or emotions take over. And this right here, this gets shuts off. See, this right here can save you a lot. You have to mentally respond. And a lot of us don't mentally respond to things. We emotionally react. And due to us emotionally react, that's when we lose the things that we have worked so hard for. Somebody says something that you don't like, or somebody calls you something out your name. What do? We're quick to what? Emotionally react instead of mentally respond. Why would you even emotionally react to somebody who calls you out your name when you don't even value them to be in your life? You know, you stepping off your throne to address a peasant, a peon. You see how when you place things in that nature, how almost foolish you become when you emotionally respond to people or situations that's not going to be useful. See, all this is energy. And instead of emotionally responding to people, you need to mentally think, how can I best utilize this energy? See, a lot of times when people try to throw you off or try to trigger you, try to throw you off your rocker, what they want you to do is to get you unaligned for what you're supposed to be doing. See, a lot of times when people mess with you, they already know that, number one, they don't have anything going for themselves, and they see that you got something going for yourself. You know, a lot of these people are envious and jealous of you, whatever the case may be. They're not happy about the position that you're in. They'll do anything and everything to trick you out your spot. This is why they know if they can get you to emotionally respond, they won. But see, if you take a step, if you take a page out of the mentally responding book and not emotionally responding, emotionally reacting, and if you say, if this is going to cost me energy, because it's going to cost you energy, either way you look at it. If this is going to cost me energy, where can I best utilize this resource? Do I want to spend it on something or somebody who don't even matter? Do I want to spend it on something that's going to move me forward? And see, this is when you flip the chessboard now, where people try to get you to emotionally respond, emotionally react, and you take that same energy and you put it in yourself. It's almost like nitrous in a car. You know, when you hit that nitrous button, your car go even faster. It's the same thing when you take that energy and instead of giving it to them, utilize it on yourself, and that moves you forward. It propels you forward to wherever you're supposed to be going, wherever God has you, God has you just wherever God is placing you, wherever God, the universe wants you to go. And now this makes these people even mad. Now they see that they can't get one on you. Now they see that they can't get you emotional. Now they see that they can't get you to emotionally respond or emotionally to react to their bullshit. I say, especially for men, we weren't taught to how to handle our emotions. We were just taught not to have emotions. So when the emotions become too much and we weren't properly taught how to deal and handle with them, what happens? We spaz out, we crash out, and we lose everything. Some of us are overly emotional, and we overcompensate. How do we overcompensate? The moment somebody steps on your shoes, the moment somebody, bumps into you, or the moment somebody calls you out your name, the moment somebody does anything contrary to what you believe or how you see yourself, they treat you any way otherwise because you've been overly emotional because of who you've been around. Sometimes if you've been around a lot of women when you were younger, you tend to become overly emotional as a man. So because some men are overly emotional, every little thing, guess what happens? They turn into a big thing. And now they respond and they react to situations just as if their mother would. But the dangerous thing about this is that now that you're a man, you have this thing called testosterone. You have this thing called aggression. So when you have aggression, testosterone, and you're not in control of your emotions, you are a dangerous weapon. Because the moment somebody says something or does anything that you don't like, you are a weapon of mass destruction in a sense. And this isn't safe for anybody. Like I said, as men, we weren't taught. I'm throwing myself in the boat, even though sometimes I wasn't taught to properly handle my emotions. I had to learn. But as men, we weren't necessarily taught how to handle our emotions. So when you weren't taught to handle your emotions, you either believe that you're not supposed to have them, and when they come about, you don't know how to deal with them properly. So it's almost like when you have a bottle, a soda can, when you have a soda, and when the Coca-Cola bottles, when you shake it up, it's just like your emotions are always getting stirred up. And there's going to be that one time when somebody opens up that bottle and all hell breaks loose. But because you haven't been able to you weren't properly taught how to handle when your bottle gets shaken, if you weren't properly taught how to handle it and dissolve situations and handle your emotions and properly ask yourself how should I go about this situation instead of just reacting to it. When you open up that bottle and it's everywhere, this is a form of you crashing out. And what is the end result of you crashing out? You losing your place in society. You losing things that you have worked so hard for. You losing your family. You even losing respect, depending on how you crash out. You must be in control of your emotions. When people know that they can get you in a spot to where you emotionally react, they won. Never let anybody get you in a position where they know you can emotionally react. Now, especially if you're in a relationship and your girl knows what buttons to push. And she knows you're going to emotionally react. She has you, player. She's going to keep pushing your buttons whenever she wants to get you to emotionally react. Now, she's like the puppeteer and you the puppet. I don't believe anybody should be playing anybody or anything like that, but I'm just telling you this is what happens when she knows you're an emotional man. Ladies as well, when he knows that you're overly emotional and you don't think, you're not logical with anything. Now, I don't believe that women should let go of all emotions because I believe that's their superpower, them being emotional. But when you don't have control of your emotions, when you just overfeel and you're not having control of what you're feeling and how to regulate and how to have discernment, proper discernment with your emotions, like I said, this is a superpower for women. If you're not in control of your superpower, and you're just overly emotional about everything, or your emotions are not targeting to the right direction, a man can use that as a weapon against you. If you're overly emotional about a man who's not properly placed in your life or properly added to your life, guess what? Now you overly pour more energy into him, and now he's able to control you, able to make you cry, able to make you mad, able to make you sad. In a sense, now he's the puppeteer and you're what? The puppet. This is why it's very important to be in control of what? Your emotions. Don't let somebody make you crash out because you weren't in control of your emotions. It feels good in the moment when you react to somebody who makes you mad, makes you sad. It makes you feel good, it makes you feel empowered. But what happens when you sit behind them bars, them cold bars? You know what I'm saying? What happens then? And reality hits you. And you lost your freedom in society, or you lost your family, you lost your money, you lost everything that you worked hard for. Does it feel good then? I don't think so. We lost too many people due to emotions. How many more people are we going to lose due to what? Emotions. How much money are you going to lose to emotions? How much time are you going to lose to emotions? Having emotions is a beautiful thing. Being emotionally intelligent is a beautiful thing. Knowing when to be emotional, knowing how to handle your emotions. This can be very attractive if you know how to handle them and regulate them. But if you don't, this can be the most unattractive and the most disastrous thing possible. Anyway, I'm about to sign off. It's your favorite cousin. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.